So let me tell y'all something, and I really need you to really sit with this, right? So when I look at the picture or the video y'all seen on TikTok, when I remember this moment in Turkey, the marble streets, the ancient library, the space that held the final resting place of Virgin Mary, I don't see luxury. What I see is distance between who I was and who I became. Because the environment that I grew up in, it wasn't built for reflection. It was built for reaction, you know? I didn't grow up thinking about history, culture, or legacy. I grew up thinking about how to make it to the next day without something going wrong. That's the truth, right? That's what people did around me. So when you're raised in a neighborhood where I was raised up in, your brain doesn't develop around peace. It kind of goes around survival. You learn to stay alert, stay sharp, stay ready. Not because you want to, because you have to. And pain doesn't always show up loud. Sometimes it just show up as numbness, as anger, as moving too fast with no direction. So as a kid, I wasn't dreaming about traveling the world. I wasn't imagining cruises or ancient architect or walking around where empire stood. I was just trying to navigate chaos with a brain that never got taught how to process it. And, I need people to understand this part clearly. When a young boy grows up in an environment filled with instability, he doesn't wake up wanting to be destructive. He wakes up wanting to survive what feels uncontrollable, right? That's a different kind of pressure right there. And fast forward, here I am now, or what it was, right, on a luxury cruise in Turkey, looking at marble streets built centuries ago, standing in places that held faith, history, surrender, prayer, struggle, power, and empire. I was seeing structures older than my entire lineage in America, and it hit me, right? I'm not just walking through a country, I'm walking through a contrast. And what blew my mind was the fact that I remember what my mindset used to be. Not the details per se, but the energy, right? The fear, the tension, the way you always felt like something could pop off at any minute. And now, I'm at a place where the air feels different, right? Where the silence feels intentional, where music feels celebratory instead of reactive, right? That what kind of that video was yesterday. It was different. And that shift, that's what this story is all about. Because I know there are kids that's watching this, or that grow up or will grow up the same way I did, thinking that this level of peace, travel, growth, abundance, expansion is for other people. And I need them to hear this. I wasn't born in comfort. I wasn't raised with privilege. I wasn't handed vision, right? That's a word that my wife hear all the time. Vision was built through pain for me. I didn't evolve because life got easy. I evolved because I was tired of repeating the same cycle over and over again. That's it. So you don't wake up one day suddenly healed, right? You wake up tired, tired of the environment, tired of the limitations, tired of the patterns, tired of the narrative. And that exhaustion a lot of times birth awareness. So, standing in Turkey, walking through sacred grounds, surrounded by history much bigger than me, stairs was much bigger than me. I realized I wasn't just seeing where people lived, I was seeing evidence that humans have always searched for meaning. And I thought to myself, if people centuries ago could build something this lasting, then what am I building? What am I contributing? What story am I myself, what story am I rewriting? Because the world never expected that kid from, Miami, growing up where I grew up, to be here or, in Turkey, in that area. And honestly, neither did I, right? So these moments isn't about showing off, it's acknowledging how far evolution can carry a human being when they choose growth over ego. Right? Growth over ego, that's big. And I want to be real when I say this. There's grief and growth too. right? You grieve the kid that you once were. You grieve the innocence you never got. You know, you grieve the version of you that thought pain was normal, right? But you also learn to respect that person. I respect him. You also you know, because he survived what tried to break him, right? You survived what tried to break you, and the man standing here today, not the result of perfection, but more so the result of awareness. That's it. So awareness that said this doesn't end with me, and that awareness led to discipline, y'all. Discipline. Discipline led to structure, and structure led to change, and change led to distance. So when you see me, you know, here, there, you know, smiling in Turkey, Greece, understand something. You're not just looking at a man that was on a cruise. You're looking at the evidence of transformation, right? The reality of breaking cycles, the proof that growth is not reserved for just the privilege, right? And if my story helps even one young man realize that his start doesn't dictate his finish, then every mile, every memory, every heartbeat of this journey means something. Because, you know, it's always bigger than just a trip, right? It's a testimony to what happens when a man chooses to evolve instead of repeating what tried to find him.